Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell the coolest collectibles out of Japan. Please check the description of this video for more details, including our Facebook page and eBay store. So today we're going to look at this figure, which is the Piccolo SCultures figure. And the idea of this series was that it's meant to be like a world tournament. So you can see in the artwork on the box, it's actually got the world tournament stage. And the reason is because originally this series had 8 figures released in it, which you can see there. So Goku in Hawaiian shirt, which is a bit odd. And then you got Saiyaman Gohan, Vegeta, Dr. Gero, SS3 Goku, Perfect Cell Piccolo, and Android 16. And then also as Ichiban Kujis, which were like lottery prizes, was SS Goku and Perfect Freeza. And what fans could do is these battled off in like lots of 2, and then the winner would go to the next stage. And I actually personally would have thought that the SS3 Goku, I've reviewed these figures in separate videos. I would have thought this guy would have won, to be honest. But he lost. He then went back in as a wild card, and then he lost again. So either people in Japan really liked this figure, or they like Piccolo, or both. But it definitely is an awesome figure, and you know, I would have ranked this second anyway, behind the Goku. So because this one did actually win, I'll talk about the series a little bit in general, and there's a bit to cover, so I'll speak pretty fast. But as I said, I call this the SCultures line, but it actually has a few different marketing names. One is the Tenkaichi Budokai, which means World Tournament in English, which is also printed on the stand, which you probably can't see. I'll show you maybe that a bit later. And also the Zorkeo, which is the type of molding process. And it's also even known as the Colosseum, which you can see on the top of that box. So it has a few different names, but I just call it the SCulture. And this was the first series released, and they have released subsequently, there's going to be Series 5 released this year. And I guess because this one was so popular, the next year they started releasing a series for One Piece. Now, the biggest difference they made with this series compared to the HQDXs, or the high quality deluxe figures, which was Banpresto's main line released in the mid-2000s, was those figures had the pins in the feet. So, like that. And the problem with that was that they often broke, as you can see with this figure. So it's pretty hard to actually find these figures, because they're now 10 years old without broken pins. And they were quite hard to get in, because, you know, the width of the figure just didn't quite sort of fit the stand, so you kind of had to expand it a bit, and so the pins are on an angle, and that's why they'd break. And you basically can't get them out once they're in there. But with these ones, they put the pins in the base, and I guess because, you know, the base is a lot wider, structurally it's a lot better, and I think they've used a different material as well. So maybe here you can see, yeah, you can't see it too well. Anyway, it's got written Tenkaichi Budokai on the base. So that's one big change that they made. But really, really cool figures. So that's the box. So I've shown you the box, so we'll get that out of the way. And we'll finally get to the figure after all that talking. So it's not a particularly tall figure, because he's obviously in a crouch stance, but it nonetheless is quite a large figure in terms of its width. And it only comes in 2 pieces, which is good, so it's pretty easy to put together at the waist, and then obviously the base is separate. The cape's all together. The cape and his turban don't come off, so there's one in the HQDX series that you could actually take it off. But just, I mean, this figure to me has the wow factor, which is, you know, figures that you just go, wow, basically. And that's what it's all about, right? This is why people buy the Japanese figures. They get all the really good quality stuff, and that's why we exist. That's why we try and get these figures out to you. And, you know, even in Japan, there's a lot of figures, but not all of them have the wow factor. And this figure really is just a great figure. You can see the detail in the hand. You know, his finger lines, you know, here, and there. You get some really cool looking scenes. You got the lines, the texture of his skin, or whatever you want to call it. The toning in the colours, the fingernails, even the mouth. It's got depth, it's got the tongue, it's got the teeth. I don't know if you can see that. It's very, very hard to show the camera, but the teeth go all the way to the back there. It's not just at the front. Yeah, you can't really see it on the camera. So no corners have been cut with these figures. Just amazing detail. They really took it all to a different level. And if you get the Vegeta, the Goku, and the Saiyaman Gohan in this series, there was also a Future Trunks released in Series 4. So you could have the 5 Z Fighters together, which we've got pictures on our Facebook page of. So you can make some really cool displays with this. You can combine it with characters that he's fought in the series, like Android 17 or Second Stage Freeza, etc. So that's the SCultures Piccolo Series 1. Thank you very much for watching.